We are here for another mini episode, and I'm so excited. Oh, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you who send in your stories every week and who are willing to be vulnerable and share your information and let each other have some good tips and tricks or feel validated and all of that. So let's jump in. Okay, so the first one. One evening, I caught myself scrolling on my phone while my kids were trying to show me something. I nodded and smiled, but I wasn't really paying attention. Later, when I realized I couldn't even remember what they had said, I felt a pang of guilt. That's when I decided to declare a no screen night. I told the kids, tonight we're putting away all our screens. No phones, no TV, no tablets. We'll spend the evening doing something together. They were skeptical at first, but after some brainstorming, we decided to build a fort in the living room. Oh, that. We grabbed pillows, blankets, and a string of fairy lights, and by the end of the night, we were all laughing and telling stories inside our cozy little creation. That night reminded me how much more connected we feel when we're fully present. The fort didn't last forever, but the memory did. Now, every so often, we plan another no screen night, and it brings us closer as a family. I really love that. I love that idea of like making something and the snuggles and the closeness and like the core memory energy of that. And I like too that this person didn't overshoot. It wasn't like, and every Wednesday in perpetuity, we're going to do no screen night. It's just like, we're going to do it again. We're going to feel it out. Like, this is what's so amazing about it is having it be a thing, having the good energy, but not then forcing it and trying to make it a thing, I think is really cool. That is what really resonated with me when I read this for the first time was we'll plan another screen night every so often. Like, let's not overthink things. I love that. Okay. The timer trick. I used to feel like there wasn't enough. Oops, I can't read. We'll keep that in. I used to feel like there weren't enough hours in the day between work, parenting, and everything else. I'd look at my to-do list and feel completely overwhelmed. Then one day I stumbled across a tip. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on just one thing during that time. Oh my gosh, you all have heard me talk about this. That's why I love it. I decided to give it a try. I picked the one thing I'd been avoiding, cleaning out the cluttered kitchen drawer, and set the timer. I told myself you only have to work until the timer goes off, then you can stop. To my surprise, not only did I finish the drawer before the timer ran out, but I also felt motivated to tackle another task. The timer trick has become a game changer for me. It breaks big, overwhelming tasks into manageable chunks and helps me focus. Man, I am off my reading game today, but that's okay. We're still here. Okay, back to the email. Now, whenever I feel stuck, I grab my timer and remind myself that I only need to commit to a few minutes. More often than not, it's enough to get me moving. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. So when I get new clients who are working on their focus, I send them a couple of things. And one of them is certainly the Pomodoro technique, which is the 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and so on. And then the other one is the 5 minute rule. And this person did 25. It's great for every single person, but it's like you can do anything for 5 minutes. And if after that, sometimes it's magic. Sometimes magic happens and you've started it and it wasn't as terrifying and overwhelming as you felt like it was going to be, and you just keep going. Or in this case, for 25 minutes, it was like, it didn't even take me 25 minutes. I've been putting this thing off and stressing myself about it so much, and it didn't even take me 25 minutes. And I love that. And then again, using that momentum to keep it going on. Sorry, today was hair washing day, and I don't know what's going on. If you're on the YouTube, if you're on the podcast, you're like, Meg, we can't see your hair. No one cares. And also no one cares anyway. But yeah, so that's such a big thing. Not to toot my own horn, but obviously we get something out of these podcasts. If you're ever considering like having some of these stressful things, this is literally some of the stuff that I talk about in my free focus calls. So do definitely head over to my website and check that out, megdukelcsw.com, and sign up for those free focus calls, because this is exactly the kind of thing that I'll help walk you through more specifically. But I love that this person did that, and good for you, because man, tell me everyone here listening does not have some sort of junk drawer in their kitchen, right? All right, last one. I've always been the kind of person who gets distracted easily. I'd walk into a room to do one thing and end up starting 5 other tasks along the way. One day, I realized I needed a way to keep myself on track, so I grabbed a stack of Post-it notes and wrote down a simple reminder. What are you working on right now? I stuck the note on my desk, another one on the fridge, and another one on the bathroom mirror. At first, it felt a little silly, but I quickly noticed how effective it was. Every time I saw one of those notes, it snapped me out of my distraction spiral. Instead of wandering off to a new task, I'd refocus to what I actually needed to do. The Post-it reminder became a small but powerful tool for me. It's not just about staying on task, it's a gentle nudge to be mindful and intentional with my time. I've even started writing other reminders like take a deep breath. Yes, let's all take that time right now. Take a deep breath or celebrate your wins because sometimes those little notes are exactly what I need to stay grounded and focused. This is huge. I love this. I actually think I might start doing this as well. Just what are you doing? Because I can't tell you how many times my spouse and I both will be like, I know I needed to go in here for something. One time he was in the shower and I had taken towels out to wash, but I was like, oh, I'll make sure that I get those when we get the kids in the morning. And I didn't. And so he's like, hey, can you run and grab me a towel? Absolutely happy to. I ran upstairs. I'm like, okay, why did I come up here? So I like went and did something in my daughter's room. And then I went and did something in my son's room. And then I went and picked which ride I was going to do on the Peloton because I'm like, I know I'm up here for something and I can't think of what it is. And then I finally got back downstairs. And I hear this little voice coming out of our primary bathroom. Hey, hey, Meg. Like, oh my gosh, that's what it was. So I run back upstairs and get him a towel. And I told him a story. And of course, he laughed because he fully relates to it because it's just how our brains work. So yeah, I find that deeply relatable as well. Anyway, thank you all so much again. I've got so many more stories in the hopper. I appreciate everyone. I think 3 is still the way to go. Kind of short and sweet, get you a little nudge for the day and go from there. And if you don't mind, I would love for you all to go and give me 5 stars, write a little review, like a sentence or two about what you love about the show. The more, I hate to do this, but like I've said before on the show, like even some of the fanciest podcasters with the fanciest podcast networks have to say all the stuff at the end because that's how the algorithm works. So I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you could just pop over real quick and give us those 5 stars, maybe even write a review and feel encouraged to share it with a friend. I'd really appreciate that. All right, be curious, not judgmental, y'all. We'll see you next time on the Perinatal Podcast. Mini episodes.